All right.
Let's lead us off.
So we can start just kind of West Coast travel plans. Are you guys leaving Friday, Saturday, and the success you've had so far heading, I know it's mountain time, but heading out to Pacific time?
Yeah, we'll head out on Saturday. Kind of do our meetings here on Saturday so that when we kind of get out there, we just have a few things to do at night and, just try to get there a little bit later. And, look, we've obviously handled it well thus far in terms of the travel west. So, hopefully we can continue to have the same mindset and mentality going into it. And, it's a business trip. It's a good trip. It's a team that's I know is going to be fighting. And, it's a great opportunity for us to, again, go on the road together as a team and, prepare the right way.
You guys obviously had success against McConkey, Allen, Gadsden, their three primary targets this past weekend. But knowing what Brock Bowers was able to do, Nico Collins, how do you isolate, shut down a player like Trey McBride?
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Trey. He's extremely versatile, similar in a lot of ways to Brock that way. And, look, you've got to have eyes on him and understand where he is in the formation at all times in terms of, okay, is he attached? Is he in the hip? Is he in the slot? Is he at one? Obviously building a plan around, stopping guys like that is mixing up looks, right? Is trying to give different looks and present them and make sure that maybe you have some areas in the red area, whatever it is, to double them or take away their best player. That's some things that we're looking at.
What do you say about a guy like Brissett, bounced around but manages to play pretty well every time he's on the field?
I've always thought he could really throw it. I mean, always. You watch the way he's played. I evaluated him kind of at length last year in Tampa. We were just doing quarterback stuff, free agent-wise, and watched him a lot. I thought he was impressive then. And, the guy, 47 to 57 last week. You look at his last, since week 6 numbers are pretty impressive. And, they're throwing at a good click right now, and their skill players are playing at a high level. So, Jacoby's – everything I've heard of him, I don't know him personally, is just pro's pro, just not really outcome driven, and just kind of goes through it, knows his talent, knows that he can throw the ball, really, really well at a high level. And you get into a situation ultimately, and it fits for them right now, and they've been able to score points.
How do you, as a coach, just sort of keep the team with the momentum going up instead of having that up and then swift drop, that can happen throughout a week?
Yeah, I think that's, like we talked about, there's a stand, we set, you ultimately in a season, right, there's highs and lows, but when you play like as we played on Sunday, there's, a new standard now in terms of, okay, well, that's what it looks like when we prepare the way we did and got ourselves into the mindset mentality to go play that way. And performed, obviously, cleaner, right? It was obviously, the physicality and all that I really appreciated and we want every week, but it was just cleaner in a lot of ways and in all 3 phases. And so that is the standard, and we all kind of owe it to each other in that room to uphold that standard moving forward in terms of the way that we go about our business, prepare, and ultimately play. So that's the thing about, coaching and playing in the National Football League with long seasons. It's the teams that can maintain that sustained success and consistency throughout a number of weeks and give yourself a chance.
After reviewing the Chargers game, what kind of step forward did Lawrence take in that second half?
Yeah, he was being able to play on time and in rhythm. I thought we did a fantastic job in the protection, protecting them, kind of getting the ball out and trusting and anticipating some throws across the middle, and went through some progressions that I thought it was really clean. And again, he continued to get us in and out of the right plays all throughout the game. That was a huge deal. So a lot of that plan in the run game, had to do with Trevor owning and operating there. And then I thought in the drop back stuff, the slant, that he threw to Tim Patrick on the left side, just the ball was, coming out, spitting, playing fast. There's always ones you want back, but I thought he ran our offense really well in the second half.
Okay, adding an experienced guy like Thornhill kind of helped the younger guys in that way.
Yeah, and he played against him in the preseason against the Steelers, I think, and Guy that's seen a lot of football, is been on winning teams for sustained success. I know he's excited about being here and getting an opportunity to come, earn some playing time, and just gives that room. Obviously with Eric out and Dewey's vet and been there, and Antonio I think is just getting better each week. So it's just another guy in there that can ultimately go in and hopefully learn a game plan quickly enough and get into the system, and also be able to help the younger guys. Just anticipation with anything, right? Down and distance, situational football, all those things help when you get a veteran like that in the room.
Optimistic that you could have Jordan, Anton, Brenton, and Brian back this week.
Optimistic, yeah, I was always, very always optimistic. But look, I really don't know. You were optimistic on some of them last week and didn't end up working out, and that was obviously it was frustrating for those guys specifically, and for us when you're trying to continue to get your guys out there. But I thought guys stepped up as well in their places, and you look at operating again with 2 tight ends in a game, and those 2 tight ends play their tails off. So it is definitely a next man up. It has to be a next man up mentality, and ultimately, hopefully we get these guys back.
Walk me through the OL on the ETN touchdown. You got Robert Haynes out in space, Chuma pulling, man. That has to be encouraging to see.
That was. I mean, if you really, I think we talked about as a staff, just take one play, from the offensive tape or even from the game, and just show that one play and say, hey guys, this is pretty, this is cool to see for our team. It's just, this is who we are in a lot of ways. And when we're playing at a high level, that's what it can look like. But it was the effort, but not just the effort, right? It was sustaining those blocks for that length without getting out here, and those, the fundamentals and technique matched with the intensity and physical nature. Yeah, that's ultimately what you want to highlight and who you want to be on a consistent basis.
Campbell has 5 sacks. What kind of respect do you have for his career, and also how effective is he still at this point of his career?
So much. He was one of our game records this morning in both defense and in special teams for the career block, extra points and field goals. So, but he is playing at a very high level. Utilizes that swim move at 6'8", and that can be hard on guards and interior offensive linemen, and then his strain through the down in terms of in the known passing situations, but also where he's extremely effective is batting balls down as well. So if he doesn't get maybe an edge in the rush, well, he's going to stop, and that's a brick wall there, So we've got to really make sure we're accounting for him, knowing his strengths, and be able to attack some of the weaknesses there, and get his hands down, especially in the pass game.
You had your shuffle, cornerback, depth chart, that room, cornerback, receiver, running back in the defensive line, all of those. Is that a delicate balance to take as a coach, or is it these guys get it because they're pros? And it's an easy thing to just say, hey, we're moving.
Yeah, I mean, as you're building, you just have to make sure you're doing right by the whole place and putting the best 11 out there, that is the healthiest 11, and trying to put the pieces out there to ultimately go win a game, right? Individual success is extremely important to us. It is. Like, you want every player to get what they truly at the end of the day deserve and earn. And you want guys to get paid as much as you can. I mean, you want that for them. And but so often it has to just come back to the team first. And ultimately, everything we're trying to do is do that. Put the team first and protect the team and give ourselves the best chance to go win on Sunday.
Is it rewarding when it pays off?
It is. Like we talked about a little bit on Monday, that BJ and Danny and Quentin Morris specifically come to mind. Obviously, there's others, but that have played their tails off on teams, have not done anything else but what we've asked them. Has it been perfect the whole time? No. And they've earned opportunities to go out and impact the game on offense and defense on Sundays. And it's why we talked about in the offseason, I had Heath Farwell speak to our team and talk about his journey and how he made it. And so much of the league is built on that. And usually when you have organizations that is an internal growth like that, I think that's what you're striving for.
Building off Quentin Morris, he came in and threw some really key physical blocks down the stretch. And like you said, that's a guy who y'all have elevated off the practice squad.
Yeah.
How was that just seeing a guy's hard work just paid off?
Man, first of all, Quinn has made plays like in Buffalo. I watched him a bunch. He made plays in playoff games. More so, though, catching the ball, right? And like doing things athletically and in space. And man, he gave us a boost on Sunday. And he has been, though. That's how he's been trending all through special teams. And then you go out and see him put it on tape and be as physical and explosive as he was in numerous occasions. Like, I want to see what he can do with the ball in his hands too, right? So I think Rich Angulo is one of the best tight ends coaches I've ever been around, and he has done a phenomenal job with the next man up mentality and getting those guys prepared and ready to play.
I feel like you're building more confidence and consistency in the receiving room as of late?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, look, again, highs and lows in seasons at all position groups in different times, right? It's just, I think they are getting some, I agree with the consistency, catching the ball and making tough catches. Trammell made a really difficult catch on that first third down of the game that was critical to get that drive continued. There's definitely the standard in there I know is high right now in terms of the way that they want to go out and block and want to go out and compete out there and, making difficult plays and going and winning one-on-one matchups. So, you can definitely continue to see the standard in there raising.
Just since you brought up Trammell, him and LeQuint in the kickoff return, did you like that? Is that kind of the plan then moving forward with those two?
Yeah, I mean, it's week to week on that. We'll continue to evaluate, and I thought they did a nice job within the opportunities that they had. Obviously, both have given us returns in multiple different games, so we'll look at that with Tootin and those guys in Diami as well.
And then to the point of the shuffling of the rooms, defensive back, I know it's probably too soon to say what Greg's status is right now, but what did you see with Christian Braswell coming on and this idea of he can play inside, outside, Jari can play inside, outside?
Yeah, definitely. We'll know more a little bit on Greg, obviously, in the next day or so. But I thought Brad stepped in and did really nicely, and I thought he played really well through training camp, played well in the preseason, and really was not surprised by him going in and competing and doing nicely, doing a good job. So he's been somebody we've trusted, and that when his number was called, he was going to go in there and be like this. It's just kind of how he operates. It's the competitor. It's the preparation. It's the person. And, Jarian, I think, again, has continued to take steps in the right direction as well. And being able to have some versatility there with J. Lou down, helped us big time, especially on Sunday. And we'll maybe have to do it again this week. We'll see.
Okay, Coach.
All good? Thank you.